your business was kind of for fun. It wasn't really a business.
I was like ready to go into photography school. I would quit my job and I'm just gonna do it right away. Like I was ready to jump.
Where do you think that fear came from? Because you came from a place where you're so talented taking photos and everyone's so encouraging.
The fact that you can make money doing what you love was just so bizarre to me.
What do you feel like makes your photos different than some of the other photos you might see?
I just want to tell a story.
Welcome to the Best of White Rock, where we sit down with the standout business owners, community leaders, and entrepreneurs shaping life here in White Rock and South Surrey for the better. These are their stories behind the people driving real change in our community. Hosted by me, Darren German of the German Group.
Julia, I would love to get into the moment that your passion for photography turned into a career.
Yeah.
And it's such a fascinating story. But before we give away all the exciting and juicy pieces of your business,
yeah,
I'd love for you to introduce yourself to the community and let everybody know what you do.
I'm Julia. I'm the owner from VanVision Photography. I'm a local photographer on White Rock, and I do weddings, family photography, engagements, proposals, and all the little things in between.
Well, not just that, you are a regular contributor to some of the local Facebook groups where I want to touch on that at some point as well, because when we had first been introduced to each other, I didn't realize that some of these beautiful shots that were ending up on the internet were from you.
Yes,
so
yeah.
which was really cool. So I want to get into that definitely with you. So you've got this beautiful business, VanVision Photography. What's the story behind that? Where did this come from? There was a point where your business was kind of for fun. It wasn't really a business. You were just a very talented. And how did it all unfurl?
When I was 20, I picked up the camera, and I used to travel in Europe quite a bit. I grew up in Germany, and naturally there, I always had a digital camera with me. I would always take photos, and I just loved taking photos, and I loved editing photos. I was just naturally drawn to that.
What's it about photos that makes you love it so much?
I just, the composition, and then getting like the moments sometimes of people, and I can't describe it, just keeping that moment forever, like framing it and then just like showing it to people too, and getting their reaction to photos as well.
Yeah. Are you a fairly artistic person, or was that something that was new to you?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought of myself as being artistic, but once I started photography and I'm getting these responses from people, like I realized, okay, this is actually very easy for me to do. Like that doesn't feel hard to me. And like when I started my photography journey and went into photography courses, I learned about composition. And I never heard about composition before.
What is composition?
Composition is like framing a shot the way that there's different rules to a composition.
So it's like the reason a photo looks good, and we don't maybe know why, but we're just like, this is a really...
Exactly. Like you want to have, like, if you frame a photo, you want to have someone maybe on the left side of the photo, like a movement in it, or you want to have the composition of 3. We would have 3 water classes here if I would take a photo, not 2, because 3 is like an uneven number, is different on the eye and things like that, like little things, or framing a leaf on the side of a photo, like framing photos. And I never knew about that, but that was just something I naturally did without even realizing I'm doing this. Like a lot of photographers learn it, and for me it was just always there. And I was like, oh, interesting.
Did somebody encourage you to turn this from a hobby where you just had these beautiful shots and people appreciated them? How did it transition into VanVision?
Well, it was actually my now fiance that gave me a massive pep talk at the Harrison Hot Springs outdoor pool.
That's where all the good pep talks happen.
That's literally, like we had a situation earlier in the day when I checked into the hotel. My birthday is on Valentine's Day, and it was packed in the lobby, and the person at the reception was so overwhelmed, and I just showed up to her and said, like, I would like to have a reservation for tonight. And she just lost it. She's like, what do you mean, a reservation? Like, you want to book in tonight? You have a reservation? And then eventually I said to her, like, I do have a reservation. I'm just joking. But she laughed so hard that she gave me free parking. So I told that to my fiance, and he's like, you have a way with people that you don't understand, you're so funny, and this is your second language, and you're so great with people, and you love photography as well, and you need to do this. Like you're artistic, you love photography more than anything in the world. You always talk about it, and I never see you with your camera. Like, start, it's not hard, just you need to jump. Pretty much. So he did give me a big pep talk about that.
So what was the transition from that pep talk where it probably had to settle for a while, and you got your free parking and all the excitement calmed down. So how did this all kind of roll out from that pep talk to your first experience maybe with a paying customer?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that really sat with me. And I remember the next day in the hotel, I was like ready to go into photography school. I would quit my job and I'm just going to do it right away. Like, I was ready to jump. Like, you
were a nurse previously, is that
yes,
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you talked about people, so we'll touch on that in a bit, but I mean, you're very used to dealing with people and whatnot.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And so, I was ready. I did my nursing in Germany. I did nursing for 5 years in the field with children as well. And then in Canada, I actually started off with startup company. So I was in a corporate world as well. So I had both worlds of like business and dealing with people. So I was in the corporate field here in Canada quite a bit. So the moment I wanted to do this, I was in the startup business, and this business was going pretty well. So we had a marketing company, we had different departments. And I mentioned it to a few people where I was like, I want to start like photography, like how do I start this? And the one department that had the marketing team running was like, I can help you with your logo. Let's find a name for you. And then my manager, who was like my biggest mentor, she was like, okay, let's find like your business license. Let's get your name. Once you have you go here, you get your business license and you start this and this, everyone just came together and they were all willing to help. And that's just slowly how everything started. I got my logo, figured out my name, I got my business license. And then once I got my business license, I was idle for 8 months.
What do you mean idle?
I didn't do anything about it. I was so scared. I was terrified. I didn't believe in myself. I was like, okay, I don't know if I can do this. And then eventually, I don't know what it was, I can't remember, but eventually I was like, you know what, I need to do this. I think it was something at work, when sometimes you get stuck in your 9 to 5, you get frustrated, and it's like, okay, if I want to change something, I need to do this now. So I went on the White Rock South Surrey page and I posted, okay, who wants photos? I'm ready, let's do this. And I got so many people that reached out to me that were like, yeah, we definitely want photos taken. And that's how I started it. And I started with one girl. That was my first session down at Crescent Beach, and I was dying. I was so nervous. And once we started the session, I just realized this is easy. Why am I so scared of this? You can do this.
Where do you think that fear came from? Because you came from a place where you're so talented taking photos and everyone's so encouraging. Yeah. And then you put it on the shelf for 8 months.
Yeah.
In hindsight, where do you think that came from?
The fact that you can make money doing what you love was just so bizarre to me. I'm going to take money from people because I'm doing something they might love too. It's just I don't know. There was some kind of barricade where I was like, oh my God, I'm going to put myself out there. What if they hate my photos? I would be devastated. Right? Yeah. Art is delicate.
Yeah, well, and I guess that's that kind of transition of turning a hobby into something that it can still be a hobby and a passion, but now it's something that you're charging people. But there's an interesting way of looking at it. There's two ways of looking at that, right? You're providing a service that is so meaningful, and especially at the moments that you're engaging in people's lives, there's such a value to that, to capturing that moment, which you had talked about, or those moments that you talked about earlier, which is such a fascinating thing to be able to do as a photographer. And you're talking about things like composition and getting it right, and people are entrusting you on these big moments and these big occasions in their lives, but you've got so much value to offer because you have a talent in being able to deliver that to people.
Yeah.
Give me some examples of some types of milestones that you've been a part of for people.
Oh my God. It's like, there's just so many. Like, I feel like every session is a milestone in itself. Like the moment I send the photos or I look at the photos after a session and I just see like the love between people and just like, and I just know, oh my God, they're gonna love these photos. Like, it's just for me to have these memories created for these people and send them off to them is just such a great feeling. Like, and like weddings too, like the moments, the kiss, the in-between moments, all these little things, like they mean so much to me too. Like more, probably almost more than for the clients, who knows, right? But no, it's just, there's milestone after milestone. It's every session is different. Every session, you never know what you walk into, and you never know what you're gonna get out of it.
Yeah. Well, you can tell that you have such a passion for people and also giving them something that you're so passionate about, which is capturing those perfect moments. Is that something that you grew up kind of really enjoying people? Was it something that you learned as you emigrated to Canada? Was it something from your nursing background that really gave you that spark just to feel like you needed to deliver and really give them something they were going to love? Where did that come from?
I have no idea. I'm like very, I can't describe it. Like, I've always been a people person. I always, had no problem approaching people, talking to people. People seem to get very comfortable around me very quick and open up very fast. I don't know where that came from, to be honest. It was just in my nature. My sister started in the medical field. She's 5 years older than me. She was always a social person as well. And I think it's just in me.
Well, it shines out of you though, which is so great. And when people are entrusting you to their big moments and your ability to have them feel comfortable and you know, it's not two people at an engagement shoot. There's three people at an engagement shoot, and one of them's relatively new to the relationship, right? So to be able to get them to feel comfortable and to open up and really capture those magical moments. What sort do you have like tricks that you do, or do you just think it's your aura, or what makes that happen?
I don't know. I'm just not like, I can read people very good, and I can read the energy. Like I'm also not very serious about things. Like I'm very humorous to people, like, and if someone is very, very shy, I maybe talk a little bit more, because then they can listen and they can feel at ease. Or if people talk more, then I might be a little bit more quiet and listen to them, what they want, right? So, just making people laugh, right, when I'm taking photos and I say something funny, and then that laugh, right, that's when the moment happens where you kept taking photos, right? Or when they just walk together, I sometimes just turn around and just snap a few photos where they don't even realizing I'm taking a photo, right?
You're able to connect to people really well and really pull that energy and those special moments out of them, which is probably not easy. And sometimes, you know, I know you do sometimes work with children and stuff like that as well, and that can be, I'm sure, all sorts of experiences and whatnot. What do you feel like makes your photos different than some of the other photos you might see? And I'm talking about whether it's a wedding photography or anything like that. What's really important to you when you take those photos, and what do you feel makes them stand out?
I just want to tell a story. Like, that's mostly the biggest frame for photography. With your photos, you should tell a story. Like, try that. And keeping things natural. Like, there's a lot of photography trends out there where there's certain colors that are in trends. You have more greens or you have more browns in it. I just feel like photography should be timeless, like exactly how it was felt. Also, not over editing faces. Like, of course, if a customer comes to me and says like, okay, I have like this wrinkle on my eye, can you soften that? Of course, absolutely. But I do try to keep it as natural and the colors as natural as possible. And I love to work with the light, like sunlight, like my photographer teacher always said, like, find the light, and that's where you're gonna go and take photos, right? So playing with the light as well, and then simply too for the sessions prompts, like I don't tell, like, especially with little kids, like, sit there, look at the camera. Like, that's never going to work.
They got one of those fake smiles.
Yes,
where they're
exactly.
just
And they
teeth up
don't want to. Most of the time, they don't want to be there. They're in a beautiful park. There's lots going on. They want to venture around. They want to see things. So most of the times I tell the parents, like, you focus on me, I'll focus on the little one. So like, okay, we'll get this done. And then like when they don't want to be in the photo at the moment, it's like, what about you run circles around mommy? What about you come here and click the button and take a photo of mommy and daddy?
Yeah.
And then now run to mommy and daddy, give them a big hug, right? Like it's more like a game rather than like something they have to do. Because when you make kids especially do something, they're just like, yeah, you get that fake smile and they're not going to be as engaging in the photos. So yeah.
Is that one of the harder parts of the job, is working with the kids, or what would you describe as one of the hardest parts of the job?
Honestly, with kids, I find these sessions mostly more easy because you get the canvas shots much faster and you can't really plan the session too. Like sometimes you end up in places in the park that I never wanted to take a photo or never thought I will take a photo, but we ended up over there because there was a pretty flower and he picked up the flower and the kid, mom and dad came close to the kid and they took photos. So I find it sometimes easier with kids just because with couples, like you go through poses that you had in mind very quickly because they listen to you. They're like, okay, do this pose and click. Okay, and then I run out of ideas sometimes, right? Because it's more structured. With families, it's more like the fun and the chaos and everything in between, right?
Yeah, you're getting a lot of, I guess, like posing
action shots, candid.
Yeah, which probably makes it a lot more fun, not only for you, but also for them.
Exactly, yeah. Like it's hard to tell a couple to run around you in circles, but I mean, you make them walk. Like the prompt I love to do first in the first session, especially with couples, is like, okay, you hold hands, you walk away from me, you just act like you're drunk, bump into each other, laugh at each other, like tease each other, like go for that, right?
How do you know they're not drunk when they're doing it?
Oh, well, I have drunk couples before too.
Have you really?
Yes,
oh
and
my
they're
gosh.
a blast.
I'm sure it was a lot of fun,
Yes, yeah.
Depending on if they bring you in on it or not, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I had like one session where I was like, I just met the mother of the bride. She was like, you want a shot? It's like, okay, well, let's go.
Yeah.
And then we had like those sessions are the like most fun sessions. Like,
oh, that's
they're hilarious,
that's
right?
so good.
Everyone is just feeling good and they're not shy and those photos turn out amazing too. Not that I say everyone should be drunk, but
yeah, we're not putting that on the website. Show
No,
up with,
thank you.
with this level of alcohol in your blood.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
You had used the phrase "tell a story" with your photos.
Yes.
And what do you mean by that? Tell a story.
Yes. Sometimes people tell me little things about like the stories they tell me, right? So if someone tells me, yeah, we're going to get married in a few months, we're so excited, we're going to go to Manning Park. I like to include that in my captions as well when I do photography. But also when I tell the story too, I want to share or show the connection between people as well. Sometimes I find it funny because you meet people in a random place somewhere in the woods, never met them before, and then you go take photos with strangers.
Yeah, isn't that a fascinating part of the business?
It's just bizarre, but you meet them and like, when you first meet someone, you're just like, okay, hi, nice to meet you. But after the session, there's such a connection because you see so much, and the prompts you're giving to couples or families, like it brings them closer together too. Like, and that just to capture those moments, those raw moments where you just see the connection between people and families, and the love is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Did you always find that right from the get-go, when you were getting encouraged prior to your birthday at Harrison Hot Springs, did you always feel that when you took a photo, rather, people were seeing those connections in your photos and maybe at the time you didn't even know that you were doing it, but you're just like, wow, these are so, well, I guess you're telling yourself this, you're like, wow, these are so good, right? But everybody else was telling you that as well.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always like I said, I was always the one with the photo, with the camera. Like when we didn't have phone cameras back then, I had a digital camera in my pocket. Like we would go out, I will have the camera with me. I would always take photos, and there would be a lot of like moments in between that like that I will take photos when people don't realize I'm taking them, right?
Yeah.
Because those are the photos that you as a person want too. You don't want to have the like selfie, the 1,000th selfie on your phone, right? You want a photo where you might be doing something you don't even realize you're doing. And
yeah, and well, and that's where those candid shots come from. Your example of the child grabbing a flower, and
Yes,
like what
yeah.
a beautiful shot that's
Yeah.
going to be when it's so just organic and they're just being a kid and just
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when you meet these people, and you talked a lot about connection and whatnot, what's some of the feedback that you often hear from the people that you're able to work with? Like, what do they tell you about your time together, or maybe the photography that comes out of this great connection experience that you have with them?
Yeah, that they felt at ease. Like they come into a session, they're probably nervous. They invest a lot of money into this half an hour session, right? So they are anxious to get great photos. Where when I start with them, I say I do the prompts, and they realize very fast that they're not really posing. They're in the moment, and they can interact with each other and still getting these amazing shots. So that people really are relaxed around me, and they trust me right away.
What makes them trust you? What do you think that is?
I don't know. I think I'm very approachable and very easy to work with. I'm very responsive to when people book the session. They have questions afterwards, and I'm very by the books. If I tell you I will do something, I will do it. And my motto is always under promise, over deliver. So if I tell a customer you will get your photos in 2 weeks, they probably will have them within a week. Right?
Yeah. Well, and that's some of that business training that you've got, and knowing how to really deal with people. In my real estate business, if you just give people what they expect, then they've got really no one to tell. We talk about being extraordinary. Well, that's extraordinary. Or if you want people to talk about you, you've got to give them something to talk about, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
When you're getting to do all these incredible adventures with people at these key moments in their lives, you get to do everything from new baby shoots all the way to weddings, and I guess funerals probably isn't a part of it. That'd be a weird thing. No. Well, maybe that's
it's
not.
It's happy moments.
It's mostly happy moments. Yeah. We don't know that we want that to be the specialty, but for you as a professional and somebody who loves people and loves engaging with these people, what are some of your favorite moments that you've been able to capture? Does anything come to mind?
Favorite? Oh my God. Proposals are always so fun to do.
Are these surprise proposals?
Yes. Yeah. Most of the time I'm hiding in the bushes. I'm sitting there with a cappy and hiding my camera, pretending I'm on my phone, and the couple walks past me and they're doing a proposal, right? The man reach out to me and they're planning with me the whole proposal.
Oh, wow.
So those things are incredibly nerve-wracking, but oh my God, the magic. And then the woman realizing he got a photographer for me, and then they're doing an engagement session after, and just the whole energy about that is just so fun.
That is so cool. And so you're hidden out in the forest or in a bush somewhere. You've probably got quite the lens from the camera, so you can make sure you get it all.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And do you get some really good shots of whoever's doing the proposing must be so nervous? Are you getting shots of them too?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you get the whole story. It's funny. You can plan so much with a person, but in that moment it goes so quick, because they're just okay, it's stay on your knee for a few minutes, not go down and up, I need to get that shot too, right? They get so nervous as well, right? And you can plan as much as you want, but you have to be quick as a photographer. You have to get that moment, right?
Yeah.
And be ready for it. There's different ways you can go about it too. There's you can have them, I had this one client, they wanted to do the proposal during the engagement session, and I was okay, I can stage it away, okay, back to back, and and then you go down on your knee, and then make her turn around, and then you be down on your knee, and I take the shot, right? So I even helped him with, he's oh, I'm just going to tell her I want an engagement session. It's there's no way that you want an engagement session. Are you really on Instagram, following these giveaways? And he's no. It's okay, do you have a friend that can say they got the giveaway? I can make you a fake flyer and stuff like that, right? I really help to make this a success and a surprise, because women, they always know somehow.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
it's very tricky to fool a woman with a proposal. So I'm really there helping my customers, like, okay, let's do this so she's not finding out. Right?
Is that your favorite type of shoot?
They're the most stressful for sure, because you have to make sure the woman won't see you when they approach the scene, right? So you have to be really good in acting. I had this one session where it was like at the Queen Elizabeth Park, where I was pretending to take pictures of the flowers, and she was afterwards like, I never would have thought you were the photographer. I saw you and you were so focused on that flower, and I'm just dying on the inside, right? Watching them the whole time. So yeah, they're definitely most stressful. I wouldn't say they're the ones that I love the most. My favorite sessions are, it doesn't matter if it's engagement, proposal, or family, the sunset sessions, like the golden light.
Okay.
It's my absolute favorite time to shoot a session. Like I would always get super excited when I can do that.
And are you talking about like with like it could be an engagement shoot, or are you talking about like nature type photography?
No, like a family session, any kind of session. If it's doing the golden hour light, it's just the most flattering light, and I just know these photos will be absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you shared a really cool story with me when we first were introduced to each other, and it was about a gentleman who was going for a walk early morning down on White Rock Beach, and he had stopped because you were doing some photography, and anybody that has the opportunity to see some of your stuff that you post on the group is, you know, I certainly implore them to check it out. But he was so worried that he was going to ruin the shot, and I remember the way you told the story, it was so calm and comfortable, and you're like, no, I think it's going to be just fine. And you know, not to put words in your mouth, but I saw the shot, and he was walking kind of towards the rising sun, and you got this gorgeous golden sunrise.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful, and you captured that moment so eloquently.
Yeah.
How do you know how to get the perfect shot like that?
I just in the moment, like I was down there like for an hour, and that was the shot that just happened.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go down to the beach during sunrise and I take photos, and there's nothing really that tell the story, or nothing that I really want to post, because it's not storytelling for me, right? So, but this moment was just the perfect moment where he just walked past me and he's like, oh, I'm going to go quick, so I'm not going to be in your shot. And I'm just like, oh, you probably will add to the shot. And when I posted that photo too, I got like a lot of comments. People really liked the photo because, again, it told a story. And his wife actually was in the comments, and I ended up finding them, and I did send them the full digital file.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so for them to download or print or whatever they like. And so that was just, a beautiful moment, and I just love that.
Well, that's amazing. Well, you know, and this is the best of White Rock, and you're someone that really gives back to the community with your talents, and you know, that shot was a great example, and there's many more that I've seen and been fortunate enough to see. So anybody that has, again, the opportunity to do that, has anything about working, living, helping the people of White Rock influenced your business in any way? Oh,
for sure. Like the just in general, I love, like, White Rock was the first city I came to when I came from Germany for the first time. That was 2008. And that city, I was so drawn to the city, just the friendliness, the coastal vibe, everything about the city was just something that I would never could have imagined. And I was like, this is the place where I want to be. Like, I knew that right from the get-go. And I came back here in 2014, and I always stayed in South Surrey, White Rock. Always worked here too. Like, I never really ventured out farther than that. And I met incredibly talented people, business owners that I've taken photos of, that have great initiatives going on, where I help with like event photography, as like volunteering my time for it, makeup artists, collaborations and such. Like, it's been incredible ride.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Well, I think we're lucky to have you in the community. So I'm so happy that you decided to call this place home. How do people find you if they want to reach out, which I certainly recommend they do? How do they track you down?
Mostly my website. There's a very easygoing inquiry form, and I usually reach out within 24 hours. I'm very well present on Facebook, on Instagram. So just shoot me a DM any time of the day, and I'll get back to you, and we'll plan something amazing.
Well, that's great. Well, we'll make sure all your information is linked in the show notes as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Julia, it was a pleasure. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.